My worst fear. Shannon Sharpe expresses major concern over Shedeur Sanders' NFL future after crushing blow. After Shedeur Sanders was reported to have not taken any reps in the Browns' joint practice with the Philadelphia Eagles, head coach Kevin Stefanski revealed that the rookie quarterback had sustained an oblique injury. Amid the ongoing starting quarterback battle among the Browns' signal callers, this setback for the former Colorado Buffaloes star is hugely significant. After a strong outing on his preseason debut in a 30-10 win over the Carolina Panthers, in which he had 157 total yards and 2 touchdowns, many felt that Sanders had done enough to move up from 4th on the depth chart. Despite this, the 5th-rounder's position hadn't changed when the Browns released their second depth chart of the summer. As such, the son of NFL Hall of Famer Deion Sanders is still very much behind 40-year-old veteran Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and 3rd-round rookie selection Dillon Gabriel, and appears his efforts to prove himself will be doubly as hard. Sharpe worried what Sanders' injury means for his future with the Browns. With his latest setback, former NFL player turned media personality Shannon Sharpe is really worried about what this means for the 23-year-old's future with the Browns. "This is my worst fear," Ocho said on an episode of Nightcap. "I said last week that I sure hope Sanders can consolidate it, his debut performance. I hope that he can put back-to-back games together, and now it's like he really played well in one game, and now it looks like he is going to miss the second game, and maybe the third game. Obviously Flacco is not going to play in preseason, but I can envision a scenario that they probably would have released Flacco and went with the other guys." Sharpe, who was relieved of his role at ESPN in July, and his co-host Chad Okosinko Johnson went back and forth about how the Browns' quarterback situation might play out over the course of the season. Absolutely not. That's not going to happen. With your experience in the NFL, as long as you've not only played, but been covering the NFL, you know they're not going to start with the young buck. "They're not trying to win," UNC interjected. "So you're trying to win, and you go get Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. Those are your choices, and you take Dillon Gabriel, and then Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round? So there were no other quarterbacks available other than Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett? Justin Fields was available. He wasn't going to New York Jets before free agency started. For me, when you've got an 18-year veteran, a guy that really hadn't shown you that he could, you know what you're getting with Flacco, you know the bottom is going to fall out. Even though he's playing well, he turns the ball over a lot, picks and fumbles, and that's what bites him. Flacco became the Browns' savior when he was signed mid-season in 2023 following a season-ending injury to $230 million Deshaun Watson, leading them all the way to the playoffs, only to be eliminated at the first time of asking. After spending 2024 with the Indianapolis Colts, Flacco fever has returned in Cleveland, and now he is the leading favorite for the starting job, at least to start the regular season campaign. As for Sanders, his future in Cleveland is looking pretty grim, with Browns owner Jimmy Haslam distancing himself from the team, having even drafted him. With 6 quarterbacks, including Watson, who is ramping up his rehabilitation from an Achilles injury, on the roster following the addition of Tyler Huntley earlier in training camp, it looks increasingly likely that the Browns will cut at least one, if not more, of their quarterbacks. As a result, Sanders' future on the Browns, and maybe in the NFL, is very much hanging in the balance. He leans forward, the way he always does when the moment tastes dangerous. Elbows on the desk, voice about to lurch from measured to molten. On the set of the show, lights hum like a summer field, and the audience waits with the kind of silence that has been paid for. Shannon Sharpe takes off his cap, tucks it into his hand, and for a second the studio feels less like television and more like a confessional. "My worst fear," he says, and the words land like a forearm across the narrative. It's not a hyperbole in his mouth. It's an ache translated into cadence. The topic is Shedeur Sanders. Young, promising, a headline magnet since the day he left college. And the blow is not just physical. It's not the injury, Shannon explains. It's what the injury does to everything else. The rhythm, the confidence, the momentum. That's where the trouble starts. Shannon paints the picture in broad, impatient strokes. A rookie with talent like a shiny coin, tossed into the roaring marketplace of the NFL. Scouts eye him as a commodity. Fans want a martyr hero. Coaches tally reps like promises. An oblique strain is a small, surgical thing, he says, and that's exactly why it's dangerous. Small things fester into habits of caution. A quarterback who learns to hesitate in the follow-through learns to invite pressure. A hesitant throw becomes a tipped ball, becomes a critique, that sticks like gum under a bench. You know what worries me? He asks the camera, looking straight through the lens as if through a linebacker's chest plate. That a young man learns to play scared and calls it smart. He remembers players he's seen fold under the weight of precaution, not broken by pain, but softened by the long, grinding business of being protected. You can tape a rib, Shannon says. You can do every precaution, but you can't tape a mindset. And yet his concern is not merely theatrical. He dissects the ripple effects with the precision of a former athlete, who still hears playbooks in the rhythm of his speech. There's the depth chart calculus, reps that were meant to be Shedeur's now redistributed, chemistry with receivers delayed, the intangible muscle of timing that only grows when you throw with repetition and sharpness. There's the optics, too. Social media turns a tweak into a saga. Pundits trade prognosis like stock tips. The league loves narratives, he says. Some of them will write him off if he doesn't get back quick. But being written off is a heavyweight that will not help a rookie climb back. Between the earnest warning and the broad gestures, Shannon reveals a quieter, almost paternal fear. He imagines the conversations that happen in hotel rooms, in late-night calls, in the small hours where a young athlete's courage can start to wobble. He imagines parents on FaceTime, friends who mean well and say the wrong thing, reporters paraphrasing a doubt into a headline. The human part of this is always the part people forget, he says. He's not just a roster number. He's a kid with a family and dreams, and the very real weight of expectation. But Sharpe's voice is not a dirge. Alongside the fear, he offers instruction. An old-school playbook for how to rebound. Control what you can control, he says, laying down the litany. Respect the timeline. Do the rehab that feels boring. Study film until your eyes hurt. Lean on the vets who've been through it. He stresses the word patience in a way that makes it sound like muscle memory itself. Patience doesn't feel good, he admits. But patience keeps you from making your worst fear come true.